Welcome back to my channel. This is Tester's Toolkit and we are on to pattern number 19. So let's get started. So this is what our pattern number 19 looks like. It is a triangle and let's look at it. Our rows start at 1. Our column seems to be the same number as the rows. So it seems that the pattern is not going to be too complicated. So let's get coding. We're going to start int num . So we do have our rows. Let's go ahead and print our blank spaces. Now let's look at our blank spaces here. We seem to have a bit of an inverse triangle for our blank spaces, and our blank spaces stop at whatever I is, but we have, in all, we would have 7 blank spaces. So let's say for our blank spaces, they start at 1, and it's going to be less than or equal to whatever num is minus I. Because as you could see, our blank spaces here stop at whatever I is. And if we were to print these in stars, which I could show you, it would print 6 stars on this iteration, 5 stars on this iteration, 4 on this iteration. So we're going to say for our blank spaces start at 1, it's less than whatever num is minus whatever I is, and that's how many blank spaces we will print. And this is a print statement and not a println. And our columns, it's very simple for our columns. Our columns start at whatever I is, and our columns do not change. If I is 4, 4 would print right across. If I is 7, 7 would print right across. So let us, what do you think we're going to print? Are we going to print J or are we going to print I? If you guess we're printing I, that is correct because J does not change. So we're just going to print I and a space, and then let's print our lines. So let me just go ahead and explain these iterations really quickly. So from our first iteration, we have I is equal to 1. The amount of blank spaces we'll print is num minus I. So it would be 7 minus I, so 6 blank spaces would print. And then the second for loop is going to print whatever I is, because that's what we're telling it to print here. So it would print 1. On our second iteration, I is 2. And what we're going to print, we're going to say num minus 2. It would be 7 minus 2 equal to 5. And what we're printing 2. And so 2 2s are going to print. And that's going to continue on until the 7th iteration, where num is 7 and I is 7. And therefore that's 0. And this loop will not be executed on the 7th iteration. Therefore 7 7s will print, as we see here in the pattern. And there is our pattern. This is what's printed. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. Our next task is going to be task number 20, which is this inverse of the pattern number 19. So thank you so much and happy testing, and see you in our next episode.